Hello again! It has been a bit, actually not, because I haven't uploaded a review that I've had done for forever, so you probably actually would have heard of me very recently. But it's actually been a while, actual time. I've been really busy with conventions, which has been super exciting. But now I'm done with my kind of like summer area cons, so I'm moving on to my like fall, winter area cons. And so that means new cosplays. And in this case, it is aka the Raiden Shogun, aka Ball. Am I missing one? I don't think so. I'm gonna say that's all of them. The Electro Archon. Yeah. Anyway, so this is from Uwowo. I got the same size that I got my Mater Zarya in, which was their double XL, which is one of their newer sizes that they now have. So that is pretty exciting, and I am very excited to try it all on. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and hop into it. All right, so I'll start with the top half. Here it is. Now, Uwowo did come out pretty recently with a how to put this on guide. So if you do get confused, like I likely will, I would highly recommend giving that a check out. But here's the top. It does have like the logo sewn in, so you know it's not from some kind of third-party seller or anything like that. Over here you see some buttons. This is where like her arm guard is gonna go. But yes, the sleeves are lovely. I don't notice any kind of loose threads as far as I am looking, and it looks really, really nice. This kind of sheer part right here that's just cut, they did not finish the ends or anything, so be mindful of that because it will likely start to get runs in it. But yeah, overall I think it looks really nice. Hopefully it shapes my body well. Yeah, so there's the top part, though. Here is the middle section. Made from the same kind of material as the top is, which is good. It overall looks pretty good. It is Velcro. So the good thing about Velcro is that there is a little bit more leeway. So if you are like, my measurements are there, but I'm on the high end, Velcro is going to help you because you can kind of push it as far back as possible. A zipper, you're kind of just stuck. The zipper is what the zipper does. Whereas Velcro, you have a little bit more wiggle room, which is great if you carry a lot of weight in your midsection. So yeah, overall, I'd say this looks really good. It got kind of crinkled, but it's also been, this arrived right before like all of my conventions, so it has been sitting a little bit longer than I tend to like my cosplays to sit. My only other thing is you can kind of see the seam here. It feels like the rope is supposed to cover it. It doesn't quite do that, but overall you can see where they tried to get the rope to cover it, so I can't complain too much about that. Next up is her little crotch guard thing. That's what I'm gonna call it anyway. This has elastic in the back, which will help, but there is nothing in the front, strangely enough, so I still think it would be fine. I think there's some wiggle room in this, a little bit extra. It's just you might have a little bit more kind of crotch showing if you're bigger. But it's made from that same fabric and very nice. And then this goes on the back. It is very pretty. They have these lovely little kind of fans on the end, and they're actually sewn on, which is nice. It looks really cool. It's really lovely. I did spot a loose thread though. Right here, you can kind of see it, maybe. But overall, I still think it's pretty nicely constructed, and the printing on the fabric is really nice. And then there's this big butt bow. It comes with this to kind of hook it on there. But there it is. It keeps it shaped really, really nicely. The colors are lovely. The fabric is lovely. So I'm very excited about that. All right, so now we're gonna get to the kind of bottom area. So these are her, well, her underwear. There's really no other way to put them. They're even described as underwear. I always thought they were shorts, but I don't know, it doesn't really matter. So we are going to get into what I consider one of the biggest problems with this cosplay. You can see it already here, and you'll see it more in the socks. It does come with skin color. It only comes in this pasty white color. It does not have any kind of color options, which is a huge shame because I actually don't know anybody who's like this color, but especially there are so many POC cosplayers who want to have a beautiful Raiden Shogun, and it sucks that they either have to have pasty legs or they have to do a ton more work to the cosplay. But other than that, the shorts are fine. You can kind of see, well, maybe you can't see, but I can see. Here in the shorts, it looks like maybe Velcro got stuck there at one point while they were making it, and they like ripped the Velcro off, because you can see where it's left like a little bit of an imprint. And then here are her legs. So again, skin color, they do make it a little bit sheer, which is helpful if you're already white. Otherwise, it's not so helpful. The leg parts, I'm not sure. I'll have to see when I try them on. I'm not sold on them yet. Like the actual, what's supposed to be the boot. But it might look better when I actually put it on. I'm not sure on that front. But here they are. Huzzah! Keeping with that same kind of fabric, we have the things that go on her arm. Kind of see-through. Have the little Electro logo there. Can't complain too much about these. They are what they are. And then kind of rounding it out, they sent me just a bag of accessories. So this is the arm part that I was talking about earlier. There's the buttons kind of on it. So that's just gonna go there. Pretty typical. Obviously, they're not gonna make it out of any kind of Warbler or anything like that. Anytime you have armor pieces in cosplay, just assume they're gonna be made out of fabric. And that's the case with this as well, but I still think it looks really good and gets the point across. A lot of these little flowers. Here's some more on a bow. Very cute. They all seem to be relatively intact as well, which is a problem that can happen with accessories, is that they're not intact. Okay. Then so this is very lovely, but it is shoddily just hot glued on. So a little nerve-wracking there. Also, the Electro image, you can't really tell. It is heavily pixelated, which is strange because you can find a pretty high quality image of that, but there it is. And then there's this, looking very lovely. Oh goodness, there's so many accessories here. I'm gonna spend forever just trying to put these accessories on. So they did send her tattoos. Obviously I'm not gonna put these on for the review because if I wear them, I will wear them at the convention and I don't want to waste them on just a review, but they are just your standard tattoos. This goes, I believe, on her neck. Another one that is safety pinned, although this one is sewn on, so I do feel a little bit more secure with that. I like that, actually. If you're going to safety pin it, at least sew it on rather than hot gluing it on. This is a red string. Ooh. Well, this is very pretty. It's once again one safety pin holding the whole thing on for dear life, but it is sewn on. It does look nice. They sent me what looks to be a half-eaten glue stick, so thanks for that. Never know when you might need a half-eaten glue stick, I guess. Next, I've got some Bosch drops. I mean, her little fan thing. It has a very beautiful butterfly on there. I quite like that, actually, her little hair accessory. It is just printed, so it's not actually like a little fan. It's just printed on. Something that if you're up close in person, you'd be able to tell, but it's probably going to look about the same on a video. And finally, a vision. And I do see a battery pack in there, so it is a glowy vision. However, I have learned with their visions, well, I guess hers isn't a vision, her Electro Mark, I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna call it a vision. That the safety pins on these are very, very fragile. So they break really easily and then they hit the ground and they shatter. Trust me, I know from experience. But yeah, overall, So this is the cosplay. I'm very excited to try it on. It looks really good from what I can tell. Here's this. It's got a little bit of hot glue stain on it. I can kind of pluck at. And a few more strands, but overall looks okay. Alright, so that is the cosplay. Now before I put this on, I'm going to take a small moment to talk about something else. So this prop is also from Uwowo. Unfortunately, it arrived completely broken. You can see where I have fixed it here, but it arrived completely broken, basically unusable. Uwowo was reached out to, and they basically told me to suck it up, Buttercup. After intense haggling, I managed to get $30 back. The sword was almost $100 with shipping, so that kind of sucked. It's the best that can be done. In case this ever happens to you, first of all, I just wouldn't recommend getting props from Uwowo. But if you ever do have a prop that ends up broken like this, what I ended up doing to fix it was blind nails. So I used blind nails and kind of put it back together as best as I could, and then I used just kind of the filling that you put for holes and walls all around it, sanded it down, painted it, and kind of put the accessories that were still here back on it. It just, when I arrived, some accessories were just missing off of it, like this piece here, this side here. So I just sort of did what I could do with it, and it's okay, but it sucks that it had to happen, and I just had to put that out there because I just can't believe that it took that much haggling. And originally it wanted to be a store credit, and it was just, the whole thing was ridiculous. But I got it back in general working order after a lot of trial and error. So I'm going to save you blind nails. Alright, now I'm going to try the cosplay on. So here it is all on. So it was really hard to put on, and I had mentioned before that they had created like a video to help you. The video is terrible, awful. They have it like in like 3 times speed on TikTok, and it's just like and you can't tell what anything is. Do not recommend it at all. Here's the fit. So everything fits really well except for the chest. They have this clasp that's supposed to clasp, and I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what, but it does not fit at all. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is create my own button, just so it's not like falling off of me. So I'll have to create my own button a little bit farther down, and then I might just take the ones they've already put on off and then use these, you know, upcycle. But yeah, this I'm gonna replace the safety pin because it's really hard to get on and it kind of ends up crooked, so I'm just gonna kind of lay like a strip of Velcro probably, or a button or something like that to keep that on. I may even sew it on actually. The waist part fits good. Everything else fits good. The material feels nice, which is good. The hair accessories are a little difficult to get like the positioning right. The other hair accessory is right here. I don't want to get it all caught, but I'm gonna do it anyway. The other hair accessory is right here. So yeah, here it is. So for a review, it's kind of tough. I overall do like it. I think the quality is good. It's shipped pretty fast. But there are some things that I have to replace, and I always hate having to, you know, do a lot of work with a pre-made cosplay, especially if it was a little bit expensive. I'm gonna give this probably an 8, 8.5, which I think is really good. I'm sorry I look so dead. I'm tired. But yeah, I think I give it like an 8.5. I think it's a really solid option. I think it overall looks, you know, like what it's supposed to. The things that have to be fixed aren't super major. I'm not sure what's up with the whole chest situation because everything else fits pretty well. you know, you can kind of, well, you can't see, but if you could see, you know that the Velcro is almost as tight as it can go, so, you know, that's something. It's not like the most comfortable cosplay in the world, but it's also not like overly uncomfortable either. I have an aversion to safety pins. I just prefer when they're not used, so I'm going to try to replace as many of those as I possibly can. But still, overall, I think it's not bad. These leg things feel a little weird, but they look okay. Like, I'm not totally angry at them. For free. Yeah, I do recommend this Raiden Shogun, but I also don't think it's gonna be like significantly better than something that you can maybe get cheaper. I think it'll have a little bit better, but I wouldn't go out to be like, wow, like that was, you have to get this over a cheaper one, if that makes sense. If you want to save a little bit of money and have a lesser quality one, I think with this cosplay, it's pretty reasonable. There's nothing about this particular version that I think is like just so 100% worth it in every way or anything like that. But yeah, overall, I do think it's good. I am happy with it. Whenever I'm like, you know, like, oh, it's good, I don't like have a lot to say, and I apologize because it feels like I'm in cosplay like a minute of my entire 15-minute video, but at the same time, I mean, there's not too much else to say. I did debate on getting a size up from this, and I'm so glad that I didn't, because while it maybe would have fit in the chest, everything else is, you know, so perfectly on there that I think it would be like kind of hanging off of me. And like I said, I can add my, just move the button down basically, because where it is right now is about here, and it doesn't close properly, and also it creates this kind of weird space. So not at all what it's supposed to look like. So I think all I have to do is just move that button down and it will work so much better. You are able to wear a bra with this. I always think it's important to mention these because sometimes you just can't. This one you can wear a bra. I am wearing a bra with black straps, just in case. But yes, overall, very nice. And I'm very happy with it. So, yay! Thank you so much for, you know, sticking with me and all my shenanigans and whatnot. And I should have another review this time for Mick costumes coming up pretty soon. So that's exciting. I've bought a few cosplays for my upcoming fall winter conventions, which are Anime Weekend Atlanta in Atlanta, Georgia, and Holiday Matsuri in Orlando, Florida. So I am very excited to attend both of those events, and if you are going to either, absolutely let me know because I would love to say hello. So with that in mind, super quick outro. Bye!